Welcome to Valley Forge train station. I would guess that this is all original. And that's just a guess. Probably some things are redone, but looking at this stuff, I would say that this is all original. You can see these doors, they're so old how they came apart here. This raised panel here came apart and it's all bowed. I know that this is all original. This is old, man. Beautiful, beautiful woodwork in this building. Sorry. And this, I guess, would have been like where they did telegraphs and everything like that. You can pause this and read it. Talks about all the different things in this that you'll see here in this office: telegraphs, ticket punches, bell ringers, intercom telephone. And it says you're standing in the ticket office. This counter is where the station master communicated with other facilities along the rail line. From this vantage point, the station master could look out the window and see oncoming trains. Behind you is the ticket counter. So he'd look out these windows and he could see trains coming from Philadelphia and around that bend coming from the west. So this is the ticket office. This is the room that we were just in. I don't believe that as a passenger you would have access to this room. You would come up to this window, buy your ticket, head out to the platform, and take your train. Just a little room here with some artifacts from the area. Pretty cool. So this is kind of like trains in history today. Maybe we'll catch a train, but we're going to get a little history lesson today. And that leads me to something I was thinking about doing, some history about this area. That's kind of like before I really started getting into rail fanning videos, I was thinking about doing history videos about the area, just because there's such a rich history here. And in this whole area, Philadelphia area, and surrounding counties, that I'm fascinated by the history. And I thought, why not? So every once in a while, I'm going to throw in some history. Just because. Again, here's this old door, this old oak, and this panel split where it was glued together just from the years. Who knows, this door could be, I don't know, 200 years old or more. I'm sure this room and this floor are all the same. So the benches, probably original. Floor original. All that woodwork, probably original to this building. The only thing that they added were these kiosks. Well, I don't know what you would call them. They're kind of like little nooks that talk about all the different things that happened here. The battles and what the men went through. And it's very well done. It's a cool building. It's a cool place to come and visit. The history here is amazing. If you like history, you could spend a day here just walking around. It's not a big station, but it's a beautiful station. Let's go outside through these doors. Washington's headquarters, that way. Sorry for the sun. So this, you can see here, I talked earlier, that's how you would get to the other side of the tracks to load on the platforms on that side. But it's all sealed up. There's a tunnel there, and it will come out the other side. And there's some of those cabins, and these cabins are scattered throughout the park. So the soldiers built these cabins. Like I said, they were in a race. They came here early winter, and they were in a race to get structure, to get cover, to get housing. So they built those little houses, those little cabins. And I'm sure you saw there were 12 bunks in there. I bet you more people slept in there. So it looks like they're doing some work over there. Sorry for the sun, but that's Washington's headquarters there. It looks like it's open. I may go down there. Since there's no trains, I might take a walk down there. Let's go. Here's a closer look at the train station. So this was an active train station at one time, and I don't know how many tracks were here originally, but you can see right there. There's a tunnel that goes under this part of the train station behind me, crosses the tracks here, right? Goes under these tracks and comes up right there. And that's how passengers got to the other side to board the train to go to Reading and points, I would say compass point north and west, but I don't know what the railroad would call it, because Philadelphia to me is east behind me that way. Schuylkill River. Schuylkill River is, aside from the Delaware River, is the second largest river in the state of Pennsylvania. I think it's over 135 miles long from the tops of Pennsylvania in the west and north to the mouth of the Delaware River in Philadelphia. The Delaware River is the largest river in Pennsylvania. It's over 330 miles long. So that river, the Schuylkill River, pretty long river, changes widths as it goes up. Further down towards Philadelphia, it is industrial, and up here it is woods. And I'm sure when it gets further north, it turns to industrial again, maybe through Reading and all the little towns that it may go through, the bigger towns. So as far as train wise, yeah, I don't know. I think this gets more early morning trains than late day trains. The only other time that I've been up here with my friends over a 6-hour period in the summer, we saw one train. But people tell me no, they'll run 10 trains a day through here. But again, I think it's early morning, not late afternoon, and maybe later at night. Not this time. I think it's like around, I don't know, 3 o'clock, something like that. But you can imagine what this was like during its heyday when steam trains were coming through here. It was probably pretty cool. We'll go inside the station because it's open. The park is open today. It's a beautiful day. It's probably in the mid 60s. It's the beginning of January, like January. I don't even know what today's date is. I think it's the 9th or the 10th, 11th, something like that. Who cares? Just another day. But this train station is gorgeous inside. Been in it before. We'll go inside. I'm gonna pop you off the gimbal just because it's easier to run around with it. So here I am at Valley Forge. Man, I'm trying my new gimbal and it's hard to get used to how this thing moves. Right over there is the train station. And you pan left. Kind of got the sun too. That building there between those trees, right there, Washington's headquarters. Let's go back here. You can imagine coming here, all the soldiers came here and they had to build these huts. You can imagine they were in a race for time to get this done before winter really set in. And I think I was reading memoirs from Joseph Plum Martin, and he talks about how he was here at the first encampment and how they would race to get these shelters built. And I think, I want to say that they took as short as 12 weeks and as long as a few months to build one of these. Now these are all replicas. The cabins that were here originally are obviously gone. They're pretty old. So these are, like I said, they're all replicas. They're redone. And some of them are open, some of them are closed. This one's closed off. And they unlock some of them. Some of them aren't. Let's go inside. It's a little dark. So they slept 12 people sometimes officers, sometimes soldiers. Pretty primitive. All they had was a fireplace. And that's all they needed, a fireplace, a roof, and some place to sleep. And all this was hewn from the property here in Valley Forge. Originally, and I don't know about today, but pretty cool. Now, from what I know about woodworking, charring wood like that preserves it. It's called, well, in Japan they call it sojiban. And what it does is it chars the wood, it protects it, and it preserves it. They have structures that are like this in Japan with the sojiban. I don't know, finish or technique that buildings are over 2,000 years old and the wood's still perfect. You can see, I would guess that the original roof on this was thatched, not shingled, but I really don't know. So this is Washington's headquarters. This was the kitchen. And the kitchen was separate, I'm guessing. Here's a big oven, well, big fireplace. And this thing is huge, this fireplace. Gosh, it's got to be 7 foot across and 4.5 feet high. It's huge. Cool building. I don't know how much is original. I'm sure the fireplace is pretty original. But man, that pie looks pretty good. Even though it's probably fake. But it looks good. Some ham on the table, some eggs. Looks like some butter. A couple pies and some loaves of bread up there. Big chunk of cheese. Some potatoes and turnips on the windowsill. You can imagine what it was like 1700s here. Definitely cool. Some pies in the back. So this is probably his office, where he talked to all his generals and commanders, and this is where it all happened. They plotted battles, talked about battles. Very cool. Another fireplace in this room, beautiful woodworking. Probably another office. Maybe a dining room. I don't know.
Either direction.
So there's a better view of Washington's headquarters here. The cabins behind, troop cabins, the train station, and other structures here that have some significance. Probably a stable there. Another building back there, don't know what it is. But yeah. Let's go see if we can find a train. I doubt it. It's kind of late. I'm gonna say no train today. But we'll see. So I'm still in the park. Heading out of the park. And this is just one of the vistas. Over there. Come on, focus, man. Way off in the distance. Right there is the arch that greets you as you come into the beginning of Valley Forge, right there. Some of the buildings. So prior to the battle here, this was a community. There was a small town here in Valley Forge, and I believe that it got its name from the forges that were here back in the late 1700s, the mid 1700s, late 1700s. So Washington headquarters was once a residence, the Potts residence, and he owned the Valley Forge. And he rented the property to Washington because, unlike the British, Washington didn't believe in taking over people's properties. He paid them rent. And the sign that talked about it, gave you all the information, said he paid £100, and I think it was pounds, and so he paid for that. But you can imagine what it was like. Let me pause it. So you can imagine what it was like to stand on this high ground and watch troops battle in those fields. Watch them run, watch them fight, watch them die. It's kind of, I don't know, it's sad to think of all the lives that were lost here. But through it, greatness came. It's a beautiful area, beautiful park. So I hope you enjoyed this little piece of history today. No trains. Kind of wish there was a train today at the train station, but then again, probably I wouldn't have been able to show you like Washington's headquarters and walk around, see the troop cabins and things like that. So in a good way, it was okay. Hey, I'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy your week. See ya.